Well, WNBA free agency is hot and heavy, and the day is February 1st, where teams can sign these deals with these free agents. And there's a growing concern out in Chicago because the organization hasn't made moves that the fans have wanted to see. But we'll unpack all that next here on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, the WNBA free agency is hot and heavy. Well, today is February 1st, where teams can sign these free agents to their deals. And the Chicago Sky fans are visibly frustrated because of the lack of movement going on out there in Chicago. Now, amidst the free agency started off with a bang. As you guys recall, some of the big fishes landed. We had the trades of Jewel Lloyd and Kelsey Plum. Jewel Lloyd went to the Las Vegas Aces. Kelsey Plum to the Los Angeles Sparks, and the Seattle Storm got the number 2 pick in this upcoming NBA draft. And then pieces and dominoes just started to fall. And after we got that news, we got the news that the Phoenix Mercury, they finalized a trade to acquire Connecticut Sun's Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas went out there to the Phoenix Mercury. Then we got the news of Brittany Griner, 11-time veteran in the WNBA, playing with the Phoenix Suns. She signed with the Atlanta Dream. After we got that news of Brittany Griner, other dominoes fell in place. Kelsey Mitchell, she returned back to the Indiana Fever. I think they offered her the Supermax. And then we got the news of Courtney Vandersloot signing back with the Chicago Sky. Now, a lot of people like the move that Chicago made because she's a veteran. She's the Chicago Sky's all-time assist leader. And, she can help out the young group, and she can help out the young players that the organization might bring in. But we don't know what the organization is going to do, because there hasn't been no other movement that Jeff P. and Tyler Marsh and this organization has done. I think they struck out on the Jewel Lloyd deal because they was reluctant to put the 3rd pick in there. And then also, you got to understand something, Brianna Jones, she signed with the Atlanta Dream. So it's constant movement around the WNBA and this WNBA free agency. But the Chicago Skies, they haven't did anything significant. Also, Natasha Howard, man, the champion Natasha Howard signs with the Indiana Fever. So that helps Indiana Fever out tremendously. You get Kelsey Mitchell back, you get Natasha Howard, and pair up with Caitlin Clark, that Indiana team with the new head coach and Stephanie White. So they making strides to move forward. And then all-star forward Nneka Omumake, is re-signing with the Seattle Storm. So now you got Sophie Cunningham, Sophie Cunningham and Kalani Brown, moving around. You got Tasha Harris moving around. Now you got Nalissa Smith. She got traded from Indiana all the way over to Dallas. So now the Phoenix Mercury are acquiring Satu Sabli, and she was cored in Dallas. So these teams and ownerships are making moves in the WNBA free agency, and Jeff P. has not made a significant move yet. So we don't know what's on the fence. We don't know if he's still trying to package up these draft picks and get a veteran out there, or is he going to keep these draft picks and just build through the draft? But a lot of people would like to see him make a push at Dijonia Carrington, out of the Connecticut Sun. Now, she is a restricted free agent, but Jeff P., you got $900,000 to work with in free agency. I don't know what you offered Courtney Vandersloot, but man, you can throw Dijonia Carrington about $100K, 75 to $100K. just try to outbid the Connecticut Sun, because I think the Connecticut Sun, man, they blowing that roster up. They got rid of their mainstay in AT and traded her off to Phoenix. Now you got DeWanna Bonner out there. We got to see what DeWanna Bonner is going to do. But I know it's going to be some more movement early on today. And fans are just visibly frustrated at Jeff P. out there in Chicago for the lack thereof moves. Yeah, you brought Courtney Vandersloot in to help out the young group. That's going to, help out because, with the point guard position that they had last year, and Lindsey Allen and Dana Evans really wasn't able to get the ball into the low post to your bigs and Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese. Also, you let Kennedy Carter walk for nothing and you got nothing in return. And you tell me the best you can go out there and do is get a Courtney Vandersloot. Now, you might as well start, making a pitch to all these other teams, man. Make a pitch out there to Phoenix, man, and try to get in, Kalia Copper. I don't really like what Kalia Copper's doing in Unrivaled, but, man, you got to get some kind of firepower. Also, man, if you can get Dijonia Carrington and Kalia Copper, then I'll be satisfied with that. But these fans in Chicago, man, they're growing impatient with Jeff P. I know when Jeff P., had the press conference with Tyler Marsh, talked about they wanted to go big. They need 3-and-D. Well, I think Dijonia Carrington fits that mode of a wing player, a 3-and-D. Yeah, she got to work on her three ball, but she can play excellent defense around the perimeter. And, they call her seatbelt Dijonia. So it's just a lot of moves that are being made, and Chicago is really not making moves. And, you don't want to go through a complete rebuild. How long is it going to take to rebuild the Chicago Sky? I think Angel Reese wants to win now. I don't think that, when time comes up and her rookie contract expires, if she's not happy in Chicago, she might want to move around. These ladies in the WNBA, man, that are moving around, going to these other teams that are just making these other teams so much better. So in free agency, now Chicago Sky got to compete with what these other teams are doing to get better, because all these other teams that I mentioned that these young ladies that are going to, they got significantly better. Has Chicago got better with Courtney Vandersloot? Ask yourself that question. Has Chicago Sky got better by bringing in Courtney Vandersloot with the roster constructed the way it is now, without knowing what Jeff P is going to do with these draft picks? Is he going to keep the number 3 draft pick? He's going to keep the number 10 draft pick and draft some of these young players that are coming into the WNBA and build that way? We don't know what Jeff P is going to do. Jeff P has confused us along the way. Now, it's got to be some kind of plan by bringing in Courtney Vandersloot. It got to be some kind of plan. Does that say that he's going to keep that number 3 pick and get somebody like Olivia Miles? Or if he can't get Olivia Miles, Sonia Citron, Cheyenne Sellers, somebody of that magnitude. We don't know, man. We don't know what Jeff P is going to do, man. And that's why Chicago Sky fans are growing visibly impatient with Jeff P, because the lack of movement through free agency. And the only splash that you can make was a Courtney Vandersloot. Nothing against Courtney Vandersloot, but Courtney Vandersloot is, I think, 35 years old. And, a lot of people have this saying about these old players in the WNBA, but I think Jeff in the Chicago Sky organization values Courtney Vandersloot because they saw what Courtney Vandersloot brought to the table when she was a Chicago Sky. She's the all-time assist leader, all-time steals leader in Chicago Sky's history. So that says a lot. So, like I said, it must have been a mutual agreement for Courtney Vandersloot to sign back with, Chicago, because she was an unrestricted free agent. She had a choice to sign anywhere else, but she came back to Chicago. Is that letting us know that Jeff P got something in store that we don't see coming? Hopefully, because the Chicago Sky fans deserve it. They deserve this roster to get better, to put around Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. They already said that Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso are the mainstays and the cornerstones of the Chicago Sky. So Jeff P, man, we got to see what's going on, man. Free agency frenzy is in a buzz right now. And the day is the day that we would like to see some movement, man. Go out there and make a pitch for Dijonia Carrington, man. See what you can do, man. You got $900K to work with, less value of what you gave Courtney Vandersloot. So you probably got yourself about $825,000. So go out there and make an offer. Pitch an offer to somebody. Let's get some motion. Chicago Sky fans deserve this. But y'all guys, let me know what y'all think about today's video. Also, I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger, and we're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.